Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, my name is Summer.
And I'm Sabryn.
And this is Book Tea with Summer and Sabryn.
Yeah.
To begin, we were going to tell you about the tea that we are drinking today.
Oh, yes.
Because I feel like we forget. Mine is Indian caramel chai.
They're all Indian.
It's really good. It's nice and creamy and spicy. It's good. I put too much sweetener in it. It's really sweet, so.
Mine is pomegranate green tea. It's pretty good. I mean,
very watery.
I could have kept the bag in, but I didn't. It still tastes good. It's fine.
Today's video is my favorite video of all the videos we've made.
Yeah.
We are going to be discussing the Shatter Me series. I'm not holding them up. They're too heavy.
No.
This is my favorite series. I'm so excited. This is more going to be of a discussion, hence me angled differently.
You are like,
I know, just all up in your business.
If you see glistening sweat on our faces, it's because it's 100 degrees in here and we're wearing sweaters because we thought it'd be cute to match.
Oh yeah, we didn't even discuss that.
We're literally dying.
We didn't just do it to match each other. We did it to match the books.
No, we didn't. That wasn't the goal.
I did.
Didn't think
well,
about
she
it.
matches Shatter Me. Unravel Me, she kind of matches. I match Ignite Me. And I kind of, no, I don't really match it.
A little bit, the bottom.
That's true.
And
nobody matches.
Mine accents well with Believe Me.
That's true. You got the blue.
Yeah.
So instead of this being a review, and there are two of us, we are going to kind of have a discussion. We wrote down some questions that we want to answer.
This is basically for the people who have already read this entire series and just want to listen to other people's opinions about it. A lot of this is going to be us back and forth, like our opinions, how we felt about certain things that happened in the series. And then, like she said, we're going to ask questions or answer questions. So we just thought it'd be a little different.
So I'll start with a summary of the book. There are 6 main books and 4 novellas. We're not really going to get into those except Believe Me, which just came out not even a month ago, and we are going to talk about that.
Absolutely.
Because it's not a novella to me. It's a main book.
That's a whole story.
It's a whole story.
It's not, it like continues after. Usually novellas happen in a different point of view where like you've already know the events. This isn't like that.
Right, this is not like that.
No.
Exactly. So we're not going to count that as novella for the sake of this video.
Yes.
Anyways, this is about a girl named Juliet Ferrars, and she has a touch that is dangerous and deadly. The Reestablishment, which is the new group that is basically trying to take over the world, wants to use her as a weapon. But Juliet fights back with the one boy that she thought she's lost forever. We're gonna go on with our favorite things about the book. Would you like to start?
Yes.
Please, do the honors.
Favorite things. Number 1 for me was the romance. And obviously not with Adam. The romance is so good.
We ship it.
We'll go back and forth because then we covered each. Because I think we have some of the same ones.
Probably.
Okay. Mine is just Aaron Warner.
Yes.
That's all I need to say.
Mr. Aaron Warner. One of my favorite things too is the character development, because we all know that Juliet was a pain in the patootie. The first,
all of them. Except the 6th one.
She was honestly, in my opinion, intolerable the first couple books. The 3rd one, Ignite Me, I approved. Like, she was slowly becoming, but she would cry too much. But I love
me character.
That's like a dislike, but my favorite thing about it is the character development. You see her increasingly get confident and like slowly become who she actually is and who she's supposed to be. And not even just Juliet, it's, I don't know, you see Warner. This is really gradual. Hers is more noticeable, you know, I don't know.
I was gonna say, and I was thinking about this when we decided to do this video, I think I appreciate Warner more so in his character development because in my opinion, he didn't have much. He was never not himself. And he owned that. He owned that he wasn't himself. And even as him and Juliet became closer and started to learn more about each other, he was still himself. He was never not
changed
himself.
For her.
And I feel like him and Adam are so opposite, which we'll get into. But Adam started like on a high note and then just sloped down. And Warner just has always been consistent. And would you rather have sloped down or would you rather have consistent? I also had character development. The best part of the book, besides Aaron Warner,
yes,
is Kenji Kishimoto.
Kenji Kishimoto. You say it weird.
What'd I say? Kishimoto?
Kishimoto.
Oh,
Kishimoto.
Kenji Kishimoto.
Yes. Good job.
He is the sunshine of the book.
He is the sunshine.
We love him from start to finish. Everyone needs a Kenji in their life. And that's all that I really have to say about
I'm the Kenji
about
in my
that.
life. Just kidding.
You're Adam. You're the Adam in everyone's life. People like you at first and then they get to know you and they're like, oh my God, why?
I feel like that is the worst insult. Like anytime he shows up, we're like,
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. When you think things are going downhill, he's there to bring up your spirits.
Yeah, he deserves everything.
If anything, he deserves the world.
Yeah. If there's one character in this book that is just the highlight of everything, of all of the characters' lives, even when they don't want it to be, it's Kenji. Next, we're on to dislikes.
Let's say it together.
Adam Kent.
Adam freaking Kent. I wrote down a lot of notes.
You do have a lot on him. For as much as you don't like him, you have a lot on him.
Because I have a lot to say about this person. He is just a jerkhole.
We have very different opinions on Adam in the beginning. I know that you did not like him in the beginning.
From the very beginning. From the very start. Never liked him.
But Adam Kent was what Juliet needed at the time.
I know you've said it before, yes. I agree with that, but I still don't have to like him.
We don't like him in Ignite Me. Shatter Me and Unravel Me, I liked him.
Okay.
Because I think he just wanted to protect Juliet. But then in Ignite Me, he didn't care about anything else but holding Juliet back.
That was an Unravel Me as well, just saying.
But it really escalated in Ignite Me. So that's what I'm thinking about.
You could see the hints of it happening in Unravel Me.
Yeah.
I can't find reasons to like him.
I think it's interesting that the author faded Adam out because I think that she has a soft spot for Adam because she still made him get with Alia.
You have a very different, not super different, you're just like, you go easier on him.
I think it's because I understand where he comes from to a point. I remember specifically where they're in Adam's living space, apartment or house or whatever, and Juliet just came out and was like, you're holding me back. Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. This is where Juliet took a turning point, is that she wasn't a baby anymore.
She didn't need
She was like,
From the very beginning, she didn't need babied.
She didn't need baby, but she needed somebody to support her because she's never had that before. She was in isolation for almost a year, and Adam was the first person that she saw after this, and they had a history. Let me
share my smidgen about that. From the very beginning, when Adam comes in and he's her roommate, she recognizes him. They know each other from childhood, from school, whatever. Okay. And then it ends up, from the very beginning, had an agenda. He was in there for a reason. He backstabbed her.
Yeah, but what was the reason?
Second of all, he treated her like crap. That whole time. He took her bed, he took her blankets, and she was sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth. He just treated her like crap, and then all of a sudden, he was nice to her. I don't get it. I don't understand. I just don't understand Adam. I don't get him.
But look at the life that Adam had too. He was working for the group that was trying to take over the world against his will. He was doing what he needed to do to survive. I am not saying I do not like Adam either. I think that he made poor choices in his life, but everybody at this time was doing what they needed to do to survive.
I don't know. I just, for some reason, to me, I don't like the way he treated Juliet from the beginning. Honestly, it was after they became like closer friends and then more than friends. I feel like he used her. I really genuinely believe that like he just used her vulnerability, her naivety to his advantage, because she is so innocent. She like was locked up, and even before then her parents didn't treat her right. She was not around people. She was locked in a room, and he kind of used that because he had more life experience. I don't know, I just sensed he used her. I don't like that.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree on that, because I think that there's more to it.
Okay,
but we'll just leave it at that.
We'll discuss
I
later.
agree that he was not for Juliet, but I don't think that Adam had any.
He was selfish.
He was selfish, but he also had a little brother he had to take care of.
That's true, but sometimes he put Juliet before his little brother.
Well, that's true. Moving on. Other dislikes of the book: Juliet.
Juliet.
Okay.
Good lord.
All right. Here we go, because I've got some big thoughts about Juliet. Juliet did not become tolerable for me until Imagine Me, which is the 6th book. And it's interesting considering that she wasn't herself the whole time. I mean,
yeah.
She was under Anderson's control the whole time. Juliet cried all the time. And you know what?
Good lord.
No, you know what I'm going to say about that? I cry all the time. I did not endure what Juliet endured. Juliet literally had no idea the power that she possessed, the superpower that she had, and she, wanting to protect this child, ended up killing the child.
Oh, you're talking about,
and
obviously about the crime she committed.
Yes.
That put her in prison.
And I don't think I'd be able to handle. She didn't even know what she did. She had no idea her touch was deadly. So I'd be crying all the time too. However, when you have people supporting you and trying to help you, especially when they got to Omega Point and they had all these others that were like her, not to the extent, but they all had different superpowers, and they were all dealing mentally with the world crumbling around them.
They had their own life stories that were probably just as bad as Juliet's.
Yes.
So, but you didn't see them crying all the freaking time. You didn't see them crying. She needed to get herself a backbone. It took her too long to understand that she needed to have confidence, because if she was going to make a difference, she was going to need to believe in herself.
It was too long, especially since Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and Ignite Me were supposed to be the only books. And literally, like you said, it was halfway through Ignite Me where you started to kind of like Juliet. And then by that time,
I started liking her mid-book too, when she's told Adam how it was, and she was like, you're holding me back.
She had some pockets of a backbone, but not nearly enough.
That's when I began to see the character development, her getting stronger, which what I liked.
It was just kind of slow. It was kind of slow. I wish I would have seen, I feel like Ignite Me and Believe Me, the novella, I loved her in Believe Me. She was like her own person. She was like an adult. She wasn't acting like a 13-year-old. She was making decisions, carrying out those decisions without asking a bunch of people.
She is acting like a whole adult. And I said...
And I'm just like, yes, this is what I wanted to see happen in Ignite Me.
And then the roles kind of switched. I feel like the roles switched with her and Warner, because it was like Warner supporting Juliet and helping her get through hard times, but then it turned to the opposite. Like Warner felt left behind because Juliet had all these responsibilities because she became her own woman. Right. She became independent, but she still loved Warner. She still wanted to be. I just love that. You can do anything you want by yourself. Yeah. Guy, girl, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I thought it was interesting that Warner, and maybe I'm being biased, Warner was not irritating to me in Believe Me. I did not think that he was being whiny. I think that Juliet was the only person he has ever loved in his entire life. Juliet is the only person who has ever loved him in his entire life. So I get why he was like, why are these secret? Why is she being so secretive about certain things? Or, you know, this is the first time when there's been some type of peace where we can enjoy
he just wanted to live a happily ever after with her.
But then I understand like Castle and all the others who are trying to rebuild the world at this point, and they're like, listen, dude,
she's got other things
to do. So I was torn, but that's what I like, because I'm like, I understand all parties, and that's why I liked Believe Me, because there was nobody I disliked in it.
Oh, I disliked a couple of people.
Ooh.
Like,
now we're talking about dislikes.
they treated Warner like scum.
They did.
I hated that.
They did.
Because they saved the world, all of them together. And they still can't like understand Warner is like that, and he doesn't.
It's been like
his intention isn't to be hurtful. That's on Warner. He does need to change. He needs to be nicer.
Right.
And he's trying to work on it, but it's a slow process. But people really are just like calling him names. They were just unnecessarily wicked to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't think you understand that he has trauma and he is still dealing with his trauma.
Right. He was programmed a certain way since he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And just like in real life, when that happens, it takes time to change the way that your mind works and your automatic reflexes.
Yeah.
When it comes to dealing with people that you weren't supposed to like in the first place.
Yeah.
I loved Believe Me. I thought that I read mixed reviews, but I thought that it was a really good closure to Imagine Me.
Mm-hmm. I do understand why Warner was a little bit irritating in some aspects because he was very needy. And I'm like, okay, you guys can have your separate lives and separate responsibilities without having to be together constantly. And I know he was always scared for her safety, but like, she needed air. Like, you need to like let go a little bit.
Right. She's literally putting back together the world that has just crumbled before them.
Yeah, she's the face of the rebels.
Yeah.
One thing I really enjoyed about the whole series was the bird aspect, where even from the beginning when she's looking out her window through her cell, the bird is very significant to her. She sees flying across because also the world is dying, so the birds, they're not around anymore. So she saw one fly across when she was in her cell, and it kind of represented her freedom. And I thought that was interesting. And she would continuously have these dreams about a golden bird with like golden feathers. And she like didn't understand what it meant. And I love how in the end it stood for Warner basically. Because as you guys know, when their memories come back to them, because their memories got erased, it turned out like I feel like her brain twisted her memories of Warner into this kind of this symbol, like a bird with golden hair, because he had golden hair. I feel like her brain refused to forget Warner. It refused to forget about him, and it morphed into something else. I really thought that was cool. That's just my interpretation of it.
That's a good one.
Because I mean, it matched everything, and she realized in the books, I know I can't remember where she said it, but she said, Warner's the bird. Like, that's who I was dreaming about. Like, that's who he is.
We have 10 questions, and then at the end we'll do like a little recommendation based on these books, what we think would be a good fit if you enjoyed this series. So the first question is 4 words that would describe the series.
My 4 were intense, poetic, romantic, and meaningful.
Mine was intense. That was one we had the same. Superpowers.
Superpowers, I still don't understand.
Diverse and love. There's a lot of diverse characters in it. A lot.
They have all, like, it's not just white people.
Yeah.
Kenji's Japanese.
Yeah.
And Castle's black.
Yeah.
Which is nice, like, just to get a diverse group of people.
Yeah. What made us pick up the book? I'm going to tell my story first.
Please do, because it's a long one.
It's not that long. I read these books my freshman year of high school. Shatter Me came out in 2011. That's when I was a freshman in high school. And I loved it. I didn't really appreciate it as much as I did when I picked it up again last year and realized that she wrote 3 more. And I remember texting Sabryn, I'm like, you have got to pick these up again. It's like it's the best series I've read ever in my entire life. And I've been fangirling about them ever since.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of leads into what.
Yeah, I mean, summer kind of got me into them. We had already read the first 3 before.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And we weren't as like into it as we were after we read all 6, like once they were out.
Next question. Thoughts on the cover. These covers are we're matching.
Yeah, exactly. I think, because we were talking about this yesterday, the janky first cover, it was tacky. It was tacky.
It wasn't my favorite. The girl on the cover and she's
with
in that
the
white dress.
and she's like, I don't know. I just can't.
It's the bend of her elbows.
Book covers matter to me in any book I read because it catches my attention. I will not know what it's about, but if it's a pretty cover, I will grab it and I'll see what it's about.
We always judge books on their covers.
But I really like the covers too, especially because you can notice in her pupil, like her eye. I know that sounds really weird, but there's a bird. Like she's always looking at that bird. Back to the symbolism.
Back to the symbolism.
I don't know. I just like it. Like those little hints, like eggs.
Yeah, little Easter eggs. So good plot, bad plot. That's what I have written down. So what did we feel was a really standout plot in the books, like side plots, and what did we think we could do without plot-wise, like these subplots in the book?
So one subplot, I like knowing everybody's past, what they went through. So there was like a whole subplot about Kenji and how much him and Castle are like, they're like father and son. And
that was I forgot about that. That was a good one.
I just remember that. That makes you get more on a personal level and understand Kenji way more. And you just love him even more after that.
I forgot. That was a really good one.
He's one of those people, he hides when he's upset and hurting with jokes and laughing.
Right.
And he pretends like it's not there. He like blocks it out and he'll be there for other people. I love Kenji. Yeah. That was a subplot I loved.
I really want there to be just a book about him and Nazira.
Bad.
So bad. Because they deserved so much. I feel like they deserve more face time in the books. Because they're just so cute. Do you have a bad plot that you didn't like? That you felt like didn't really mix with the story?
I can't really think of one. Do you have one?
Oh, let me say my good plot
because
first.
I might agree with yours. Yeah, do your good plot.
I think the plot, which in the last 3 books really tie together everything, so maybe this is stupid to say, but I really liked the plot with Juliet's sister, or Ella's sister, Emmeline. I think that it was like a huge plot twist for me when they brought her in and they were draining her powers. I was like, oh my goodness. And
great plot twist.
Yeah, it was just, and how her and Warner and Emmeline were all friends and how it all just kind of tied together. I was like, how did she tie Ignite Me, which was supposed to be the end of the series, and then just write 3 more books and have this whole new thing that ties together?
She really did, though, end it at kind of a cliffhanger.
She did, yes.
So I was like, oh,
okay, whatever. It was a good 3 books.
You still felt satisfied at the end when you read them, but there was like a piece of you that was like, man, I want more.
You want more.
Yeah.
And she gave you more. Bad plot. I would say this isn't so much as a bad plot as it is, I feel like maybe it didn't mix very well and I needed more, was Warner's mom.
They didn't go into as much
I wanted
detail.
more about that because that was Warner's mom he had a very soft spot.
He loved his mom.
In his heart for his mom, and when she died,
that was it for him.
Sabryn, I will never get the image out of my mind.
When he's in the corner of the room and Juliet's like, I have no idea what to do. You read so much about how hard Warner is, like just how tough and stone-faced he is, and then when his mom dies and he never takes the ring off that she gave him, and I wanted to know their relationship, like Warner and his mom's relationship. I wanted flashbacks of that.
Why are they so close?
Yes. I wouldn't say that was a bad plot, I just wanted more from that. Okay, so last question, favorite book out of the 6, or out of the 10 if you want to include the novellas. Mine's Defy Me, for obvious reasons.
This is a hard one for me. I don't.
Look at them.
So difficult.
Examine.
I don't have one favorite, but because of the way we had read them in the past, like Ignite Me was my favorite, and it still is, along with Imagine Me. Because that's when everything goes down. Like, that's when it's finished.
Comes to a
head. The battles are there. That's everything starts.
It's
and there's
action.
Yeah. There's never a dull moment in any of these, but especially the ending books.
All right. Well, what is a series recommendation if people like these books? And I think we agree on this one.
We would recommend because of the superpowers and everything, the Renegades trilogy by Marissa Meyer.
So good.
She's the author of the Lunar Chronicles.
Ooh,
Cinder.
also so good.
That's also good, but it's completely different than this. So we picked the Renegades trilogy. There's Renegades, Arch Enemies, and Supernova. So
good books.
They're excellent. They're really, really good. Okay, guys, so that is it for our Shatter Me Discuss With Us.
I feel like I had a lot to say.
I feel like we covered enough. We gave our opinions. If you guys want more, we can give you more.
Well, we can do a little side video.
We hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.